Wasayiti. Shakindustu yukhatuasap. If you've been following along on these videos, you should be able to recognize this melody. Chatlucha shatki, kaudli cha, hede sas, yekushitla, du khali kadach, aya, he, ina. And as I said before, that was a melody taught to me by Charlie Joseph here in Sitka. When I was going to school, I was learning about other types of music, and I found a recording from about jazz. And jazz is really fascinating because it originated by the merging of two different cultures. The slaves that came over in the South and the European harmonies, and the European people. You had African rhythms and Western harmonies. And those two fit together, which after 100 plus years, or 200 years or more, became what we now know as jazz. And I'm gonna sing that same song in a jazz style. Same melody, same everything. You could even sing along with me if you'd like. But I'm going to use the jazz idiom to play this. And I first had a dream about this because I play both traditional music and jazz. And when I have a dream, dreams are pretty powerful and I don't have them very often, but this dream, I woke up and I said, I have to do something like this. And so that day, that evening, I wrote my first Lingít and jazz combination. Right after that dream, I said, this cannot wait. This is a one that I wrote probably 5 years later after that, and it sounds something like this. It's still with drums. This is called the drum set, and it sounds something like this. Chatlucha shatki, kaudli cha, hede sas, yekushitla, du khali kadach, aya, he, ina. Chatlucha shatki, kaudli cha, hede sas, yekushitla, du khali kadach, aya, he, ina. So as you could see, the melody didn't change. It was the background or the supporting track that I changed. And that's what a lot of jazz does. They take a melody that they like and they add different rhythms and different harmonies. Like I said before, jazz is the merging of two different styles, African polyrhythms and European harmonies. So, and it was then in the South when they had blues singers that were starting to sing the blues, which then turned into Dixieland, which then turned into big band, which then turned into crooners, and believe it or not, then turned into rock and roll, which then influenced everything that we have afterwards. So the music that was combined of African polyrhythms and European harmonies turned into the popular music that we have today. And folk music is of the people. So I want to say Tlingit music is folk music and jazz is folk music, and they go very well together. The last thing I want to talk about in this video is the concept of the triplet. Now the triplets, a lot of people have been playing duple meter, but I want to talk about triplet. So everyone, if you can count with me, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and very good. Now we're going to keep that same thing, but we're going to take, instead of 1 and, we're going to count 1 and and we're going to squeeze that third one in there at an even rate. So here's our beat. Will you count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Now 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. That triplet is very prevalent in jazz music. If I started playing that groove, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, it would sound like this. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. And that's how we get the jazz swing pattern, and that's how a little explanation of the triplet. Gunnar Chish, Tiagen.